Superman. Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, the media guy. And yes, after dealing with a few setbacks, like going to the doctors yesterday and whatnot, I am finally going to do a revisited edition review of The Iron Giant, which, yes, I know I was supposed to do a revisited edition review of this movie yesterday, but I kind of had to go to a doctor's appointment due to personal things, like with my health and whatnot, as well as going to the comic book store to pick up a new comic book, mainly the Superman and Spider-Man crossover comic, and picking up some new VHS tapes and DVDs. I probably explained that before yesterday. So anyways, after so many setbacks, I'm finally gonna revisit this movie again and do a revisit edition. Now, if you guys have already seen my original review of this movie, which I'll leave in the description down below, I probably covered everything that's best described in this movie, but just in case you want a little recap about what this movie is all about, or need a quick reminder, which I don't blame you, here's the description on the back of the DVD. An enormous robot has come from deepest space, crash landed on Earth, and followed 11-year-old Hogarth Hughes home. Now young Hogarth has one big friend and even bigger problem. How do you keep a secret that's 50 feet tall? And trust me, keeping secrets is not that easy. Especially when a paranoid government agent is on the alien invaders trail, bringing with him the full might of the U.S. military and destroy the giant. It all adds up to a rousing adventure that's part metal, part magic, and all heart. So after revisiting this classic 1999 movie again, I can still see why The Iron Giant is still a great movie. And I'm probably gonna have to repeat everything I said, or at least remember what I said in the original review. The Iron Giant is still a great animated movie, despite the fact that it didn't do so well at the box office, due to lousy advertisements. It still has great animation for 1999 standards. It does have a lot of great characters, mainly the Iron Giant himself, for example. Does have a very interesting plot with a beginning, middle, and end about a fish out of space robot giant from, outer space, trying to figure out what his purpose is on Earth while trying to understand everything that's going on. And this does have a good message about friendship and trying to be who you want to be. Which is kind of an interesting idea, since I assume other movies and TV shows that came out before and after The Iron Giant probably did the same thing too. I'm glad I was able to remember what to expect from this movie, because, like I said a few minutes ago, it has been a very long time since I've seen this movie. And I do mean long time. Because, oh gosh, I think it's been like almost 2 years since I covered a movie on VHS, which I still have in my Warner Brothers collection right here, as you can see. Yeah, and if you guys have already watched my original review of this movie, which again, I'll leave a link in the description down below, I did mention how this is actually based on a book of the same name, which I might previously mentioned that I haven't actually read the book itself, so I'm not sure if the book version is a little bit different from the movie version. So that's a little interesting fact that you guys probably never knew or did knew until now. And honestly, I don't know too many movies that are like based on books, but I'm guessing the Iron Giant is still one of them. I will admit, it is funny seeing Holgar trying to teach the Iron Giant about what things are and how things usually work. And I like how Holgar was trying to keep the Iron Giant a secret from Mr. Mansley, the guy who works for the government. And believe you me, keeping this a secret is not an easy task. That's like trying to keep the devil safe from a priest or something. Okay, that sounded a little bit wrong, and I don't know why I said that. So just pretend like I never said that, because someone's got to take that out of context. I'm sorry. I'm gonna watch what I say. Yeah, but it is pretty cool seeing the two of them bond a friendship with each other. I might have said this before in my original review, and just in case I haven't, whenever I see the two of them bond with each other, it always seems so cute. I mean, they're like Sherlock Holmes and Watson, Batman and Robin, Blue Falcon and Dynomutt, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, Darkwing Duck and Launchpad McQuack, Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, SpongeBob and Patrick. And, okay, you guys pretty much got the drill by now. And I think this is something I never mentioned before, but I never actually seen anyone dress up as any of the characters from the Iron Giant. I mean, granted, I can understand why, because it'll be kind of hard to cosplay as the Iron Giant, since he is kind of obscure in the Warner Brothers library. Okay, maybe not that obscure, considering how he did make a comeback in Ready Player One, and he was even a background cameo in Space Jam 2: A New Legacy, a movie that I still defend as a great movie, by the way. And I'm guessing Ready Player One and Space Jam 2: A New Legacy are like the closest we ever get to an Iron Giant sequel. And yeah, I know that seems a little bit far-fetched when you think about it, considering how Ready Player One and Space Jam 2 and A New Legacy are not sequels to the Iron Giant, but their own separate movies, which I totally understand, but I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. It is, and I will admit, it is kind of funny seeing Holgar try to keep the giant secret from Mansley, who won't stop at nothing to expose the Iron Giant's secret. Even when I like when Holgar tries to help the Iron Giant hide in this junkyard along with his junk man friend, who disguises the Iron Giant as a giant artwork, which totally fooled Mansley and the Army Man. Even the general seems ticked off at Mansley for blowing millions of Uncle Sam's dollars out of his caboose. Karma. And even Holgar rigged his ice cream milkshake with chocolate laxatives, which makes him go, you know what. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, those are like some funny ways for him to get karma. Yeah. I will admit, this movie does have a decent action sequence of the Iron Giant firing at all the Army Men. Although he didn't know any better. He's really just friendly. I guess the sight of a gun seemed to trigger his circuits, which makes him a ginormous weapon to terrorize the world. Thankfully, things had to get straightened out until Mansley was stupid enough to have somebody fire a missile at the town and have him blow him up, which was meant to be for the Iron Giant himself, which he does sacrifice himself to save the town. Oh yeah, that was a little spoiler alert. You know, I'm actually glad I was able to give it a revisit edition treatment. Because this movie is still a lot of fun. And it really didn't hurt to pay this movie a quick visit. Now, if you guys want to see my review of this movie, as well as the Nostalgia Critics review, I'll still leave the links to those videos down in the description below. Oh wait, I think I also remembered something. I think I might have mentioned this before, but just in case I didn't, there is a fully animated deleted scene that shows the Iron Giant having a nightmare about him terrorizing the world, which is kind of freaky when you think about it. Again, I'll leave a link to that deleted scene down in the description down below for you guys to check out. And it's really quite fascinating too. Although, come to think of it, I think the Nostalgia Critic also brought this up as well. Oh well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out this revisit edition of The Iron Giant. Because, man, it felt great to revisit this movie again for who knows how long. So I'll give this movie 5 robot gears out of 5. Since that's how great this movie is. And again, thanks again. I'm still glad you guys were able to check out this revisit edition review. And I'm still sorry about the delays. Sometimes things happen if you know what I'm talking about.